Coming up on the FRC Open Alliance show, Team Rembrandts 4481 from the Netherlands are back to talk about some of their progress they've been working on. They're competing weeks 1 and week 2. And of course, when you got a creative robot up and travel, time is always short for things. So we're going to be checking in on what they've been working on, including some of their shoot on the move aspects, both what they're doing from a hardware side and also from vision side as well too, as we get a brief update for that. We'll dive a little bit more into their 3DM process and take a look at a Google Doc for that and just get a general update as this team gets ready to compete very soon. So let's see what their progress is here on the FRC Open Alliance show. This video on fun is brought to you by our viewers, supporters, members, and also in partnership with the following. For over 100 years, Kettering University has offered a better education because from day one, that education has been built on hands-on, co-op learning. Kettering's impressive alumni network includes founders, presidents, CEOs, and frontrunners who have a reputation for transforming industries with their resolute leadership. Apply today at kettering.edu/first. Osh Cut is a premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, guaranteed lead times, and instant online quotes. Osh Cut is offering first teams 50% off any future order up to $200 when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. Just upload a 3D model or flat pattern to get started. Let's welcome back on to the FRC Open Alliance show. It's 4481 Team Rembrandts again, coming in from the Netherlands. What an incredible build blog this team has. So hopefully you've been watching it. It's probably the most viewed build blog we have on Chief Delphi for sure. We got 3 new students talk about some of the awesome progress now here in week 5 as we're going through the build season. So if you don't mind, everybody, introduce yourselves. Let us know what you do on the team, and we're going to hop in talking about shoot on the move right away.
Hi, so I am Gijs, and I'm from the strategy department.
I'm Yannick. I'm from the hardware department and driver of Team Rembrandts this year.
I'm Nick. I'm in the software department. I specifically do object detection. And firstly, I'm going to talk about the shooting on the move. So this year, we want to gain a lot of points by shooting while we're driving instead of stopping in between. We do this by calculating the vector between the robot and the target, and then subtracting from that the velocity of our robot, compensate for the speed that might be carried over.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about the strategy part of our team, we have a new thing we thought of this year. It's the robot action list. So we wanted as a strategy team, we want to be able to check or make sure certain things are done the way we want it, right? So things like driving or intaking or shooting, we want to make sure we shoot at a certain balls per second. For this game, we want to try to get 12 balls per second. Or for the driving, we want to make sure we drive over the bump. And to check all those certain things we want to know, we thought of the robot action list. So there are certain actions on there that you can see with, how you can check if that's achieved. So for example, with shooting, we can just check how many balls per second we shoot and if we've reached that milestone or not. And for that, we've made that, and we are trying to do that for the next couple of weeks, just testing, seeing how it goes with the robot, and
So for shooting on the move, what kind of challenges has your team faced in doing that so far? We watched the video and it's not 100% accurate, right? From what we've seen in that. So what are some things that you guys are working on to try to increase that accuracy, or is there anything else that you are kind of have immediate needs for in that?
Well, we specifically didn't want to use formulas for calculating vectors, and we chose to do a lookup table for that. And you need to make those lookup tables more and more accurate by just testing out more position and everything.
And just to kind of recap for your team too, how many balls per second are you looking at shooting, or where are you at right now approximately?
We are looking for worlds for the final, for worlds, if we can get there, hopefully, at 12 balls per second. But for the regionals, we are trying to reach 10, and right now we're at 7, 8 balls per second. So there's still a lot to do, but I think we're able to achieve it.
So your team's utilizing a single turret, right, for things. How are you trying to optimize your indexing area to try to get more fuel through? Or I guess where is the choke point that maybe is holding you back from doing more balls per second currently right now?
Well, we're mostly just on V1 of the robot, and we have only tested one spindexer. We're currently working on more different versions of it to improve the speed and looking at improving the throughput that way.
And then I saw recently on your build blog, I think it was a few days ago or so, you did post like a video about your turret. Have there been major updates to the functionality of your turret and how that's been working?
Yeah, we have made 3D models of a new turret, but we haven't made that yet.
Okay, so we're showing one on screen right now that was from a few days ago, where it's showing your the adjustable hood aspect of it. Is that still pretty like a same version as a while ago, or has there been significant updates to that?
No, that's still the first version, and we're still using that one.
Okay, no, that makes sense on there. So, and then for your team, one of the things in regards to increasing accuracy is working on vision, right, and trying to get that going. Can we hop a bit more and talk about what your team's been working on for vision?
Yeah, definitely. This year, I'm working on object detection. We want to detect the fuel balls with neural networks. We have a Google Coral to support that on, which, as you can see, gives us an FPS of 18.8, which is fast enough for inferiors on the field. We have ideas of using that during autonomous and auto-aligning the intake.
And then from a vision standpoint on there, can we walk through autonomous a little bit more? Like, what are maybe some of your strategies you're looking at doing for autonomous? Can you walk us through that?
Usually pre-record the movements we make, like last year. This year we want to look at if we can not optimize these things right beforehand, but use these models to guide which direction we're moving in the autonomous period on roads. In the regionals, we're probably still going to use pre-recorded, but we want to see if we can ride autonomously using these models.
Okay, so we got intake V2 working on right now. What are maybe some other things your team is really trying to get done quickly as the season's starting to run out in terms of building?
Well, we're still trying to make that. Well, we already 3D designed the new turret, so making that, and we also haven't made a box around the hopper. It's still like cardboard, so that's one of the first things we still need to do.
And your team is competing weeks 1 and week 2 in Turkey for both your events. Now, in prior events, we've had you in the States, I know, so you've had to ship the robot super early, get it going and stuff like that. How much time will it take you to actually get the robot over the Turkey in the future as well? Or like, do you have to put in a crate, or are you able to drive it over? How does that process work for your team?
I'm pretty sure we're doing it in the crate again, the robot. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's like the same way as we did last year's. The time for the robot to get to Turkey will be shorter, probably because the distance is shorter. But yeah, I think it's the same as last year's.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you get more time to work on it, or I know it's always a difficult process when you're trying to travel so far that you have to, you potentially get less time to work on your robot too. So maybe you get a couple extra days, I'm hoping, for your team. Well, Rembrandts, thank you so much for your check-in for it. You're going to be competing in just a couple short weeks. I know we're all excited to see your robot come together, so make sure you're following them on their build blog. QR code's right on the screen, or just head on over to Chief Delphi and look up the FRC Open Alliance build blog. So thank you guys, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Osh Cut is a premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, guaranteed lead times, and instant online quotes. Osh Cut is offering first teams 50% off any future order up to $200 when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. Just upload a 3D model or flat pattern to get started. For over 100 years, Kettering University has offered a better education because from day one, that education has been built on hands-on, co-op learning. Kettering's impressive alumni network includes founders, presidents, CEOs, and frontrunners who have a reputation for transforming industries with their resolute leadership. Apply today at kettering.edu/first.